Yo guys, welcome to the first episode of Outspoken. They didn't want to do an intro, but we're doing one anyway.
Okay.
Right, so yeah, we've got a couple of topics we'd like to discuss. I'll start off with a question and see what you man think about that. So the first one we've got written down, you're on a night out. Yeah, you're with your boy. Your boy's chatting to some girls or something, and he says something like outrageous, and you're like you can't say that to people. Are you gonna pull him up there and then, and be 100% honest and be like, yo, you can't say that? Or how are you dealing with that situation? Let me know. Luke, what are you thinking?
I don't think I'd say it straight away.
No?
Like if you're in front of a group of new people and you're just having a conversation,
then,
I don't think I would pull halfway through the conversation and be like,
I wouldn't embarrass him. He's already embarrassed himself.
I'd probably do it after, once we're like on our ones and we're on the side.
Like, you can't just pull him to the side. And
Yeah,
like,
I don't think I'm gonna be like, mate, come on.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd be like, you need to chill out.
Yeah, maybe something subtle, but not
yeah, but
like.
like, so, okay, so for
point.
example, would you just be like, yo, relax in the conversation?
Yeah, something small, but I wouldn't be like, mate, like, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean?
But then
I don't know. I kind of.
But then, because then the people.
If you let me speak.
Yeah. Alright, go on. Say
If he said something like really stupid, I would want him to face the consequences of the galley going just like nuts if they're gonna go.
Yeah, well,
I'd want to see
Yeah,
that.
stupid,
I'd probably sit there.
Stupid
like
in what terms though? Like what?
Well, no, but this is the thing. Obviously, there's a scale to it. That if he says something rude, you're gonna be like, bro, like,
yeah,
relax.
shut up.
Whereas if it's like a little petty comment, you might not say anything.
If he's got the flirt wrong, if he's got the talking stage,
you have to pull him away. You've tried. Come back.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, what's an example he might say that? Let's go for an example.
Alright, we'll go out there like quite far. I'd say makes a comment about someone's weight.
Oh, nah, I'd put it out there and then.
Yeah,
because you don't want to be. I don't feel like you want to be.
I think
associated.
that's me being selfish though, because exactly. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't want the girl to think, oh, he's fine with that comment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It'd be a selfish thing. I'd want to be in, and then the girl's good.
Yeah, she's then not going to know if you say.
Yeah,
something
but no.
to
Then you're saying, are you doing that to please the girl? Or
this is where it all comes in. Yeah, this is where it all comes in.
I'm doing that to please the girl.
So in reality, if it was the other way around, you wouldn't give a shit. Do you know what I mean? So like, if there wasn't the girl was there to impress someone, said something, you'd just be like, it's what it is.
If my boy said it about a girl that's not there, yeah, calm.
Yeah, that can run.
That's your opinion. Like, you don't say it to the girl.
No, you can't say it to her. Alright, but so we're saying that. Alright, so let's tone it down a bit. Maybe it's not weight. Let's tone it down a bit. Maybe it's not weight. Let's say we've now said something. I don't know, like I don't even know what's petty. Like you say something stupid about like an item of clothing she's got on or something like that. Like, are you?
What if you're just straight being muggy?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you're saying something muggy. Like, are you gonna let that run while you're chilling there?
I don't know. It depends. It's the context of it. It depends if it's like.
Because that could be his game. That could be like
some
girls like being talked down to.
Yeah.
No, but there's a big difference between being like
Gally
a little bit muggy.
Let us know.
And then being like muggy.
If a boy comes at you and he's just being a twat, do you like it?
Yeah, if he's ruining
your
outfit.
Is he a dickhead?
If he's getting on your outfit, he's getting on whatever makeup you're wearing. Like, do you like it subtly because he's taking the piss out of you, but like in a flirty way, or are you just like, right, no, yeah, like you said, like this guy's a tool? Because
I think the other thing you could say, right, switch it. So let's say you're just out chilling. What was it some girl said to me once?
Exactly what you're gonna say.
You know who it is as well.
Yeah.
So, what was it? She was like, "Oh, Ben has to be nice because he's not got nothing else going for him, right?"
What?
Someone said that to me.
Are you mad?
Someone said that to me, right?
So I was there as well.
Surely you pulled him up.
Switch it.
She said to me.
No, just switch it, right? If the girl, if the friend,
wait, were you there?
Yeah, I was there.
Ben was there, but wasn't standing there.
Well, so it wasn't directly.
Ben was at the party. No, Ben was at the party, but
did you check her?
I can't remember.
I
think I just laughed. I was like, that did not just come out of your mouth, because she should not be one to be saying it.
Yeah, well, we'll leave that.
That's
we
mad.
have to go there. But from like, if her friend was there, it would have been nice for someone to go. You can't say that.
Yeah.
Like that's out of order. Do you know what I mean? So if you switch it, and you were on the other end of it, would you want someone to say something to you? Or like,
What if I'd said
no,
something
no.
stupid?
Let's say someone had said something stupid to you, and their friend was there. Would you rate their friend for being like, bro, you can't say that?
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
And would you want them to pull them up on it?
But yeah, I think anyone.
So then, surely,
Surely,
on that
you know,
logic, we
you
should now pull our friends up if
Yeah.
they say something stupid. Because if you was on the other side,
I
you'd
suppose so. Yeah. But at the same time, like, there is the funny aspect. I
do think
It
it
really
depends.
Will you
depends.
let me
It's-
talk? It's you. You're the worst one.
No, you just got to let the conversation
Yeah,
flow.
no.
mate.
But something
I
selfish
think.
sometimes, you know.
Sorry, that's it. Hold on a minute. This could be car insurance.
Got phone.
Hello, Taylor speaking.
No, I've got to edit even more. I'm leaving it. I'm leaving it.
Okay. 7:15. Yes, perfect.
What was he shouting?
Thank you. Bye. It's a restaurant. Just confirm the booking.
Oh, fantastic.
That's crap. I could have let them go. Now I've got to edit that out.
Sorry. I don't want to lose the booking. Where were we? Yeah, no, I would quite like to see my boy get ruined and just dig himself a hole, just because I would find the funny side of it.
But that's hoping that the girl then goes back and says something rude back.
Yeah.
No, but I still think we're looking at it at a point as like, yeah, it's fun to see your mate dig a hole, but if it's like funny, like banter side, like if it's something deep, it's a lot different.
There's
but that's what I'm saying. It's a hard question because it really depends on the context
situation,
of the exact thing that happens. Like if it's something very, very deep, you're obviously going to want.
Let me switch the question for you, right? And be brutally honest.
I'll be brutally honest.
Because I don't think
no one on there likes me anyway.
But like being brutally honest, it's easy to sit here and say yes, you should say something to your friend, but it's quite an awkward situation to do that, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But so we're going down the line of, regardless if it's a like small situation, you say it to them afterwards. If it's obviously you like slightly harsher, you might pull them up. But regardless, should you say something at some point?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement.
But would you? It's easy to sit here and go, yes, you should, but would you do it?
Yes.
Yeah, you would.
I don't think I'd leave it running a little bit.
Yeah.
I'd leave it running a little bit, but then if he was getting himself in a pick up, I'd be like, bro, you need to chill out.
Yeah, I agree.
Alright, so let's switch it again. If you was, let's say, I made a petty comment to someone, and we was in the car on the way home, would you pull me up in the car?
Not there and then, not you, nah.
You wouldn't be like,
Don't
you
think so.
You shouldn't have said that.
No, not there and then.
No.
No, don't think so.
Why not?
I feel like it's too much.
I think because I would want it to almost come across like, even if I knew you weren't joking, whatever this comment was, if I knew you weren't joking, you were being dead serious, I'd want it to kind of laugh off so the gal thought it was a joke.
No, so the girls, like we've been out, we've said something, me and you are in the car.
Oh, yeah.
Would you like be like, bro, like
Yes.
you really shouldn't have said that?
Yes. But yeah, not
You
in
agree
front
to
of
this?
people.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Not in front,
Not in front
of
of
people. I don't think I would in front of
because it almost makes it a bigger deal than it needs to be.
than it needs to be, rather than
Yeah, there's a time and place to say stuff. You don't really need to, because by doing that, you can mug them off even more.
Okay. Touchy situation. Do you think girls are more likely or less likely to do something like that, or do you reckon they'll join in and like it all becomes a bit more bitchy?
bitchy?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I feel like
So
girls.
you reckon?
I feel like girls.
Do you reckon it's more of a boys thing to pull your friend up and be like, bro? You
Yeah,
should do
100%.
something?
I don't think girls.
Mate,
would.
women
I think
will
they
all
would join
jump
in.
on
I
the
think
same-
most of them would join in and laugh. Yeah,
women are all
100%.
jump. Women are
I've
all
seen that
jumping.
firsthand multiple times.
Women are all. I don't think I've ever seen a girl put another girl up and be like, you can't do that.
Really?
More.
If anything, they make excuses. Like even if you go like to the cheating card or whatever, most
They
girls,
may not join in, but I agree with
I
T.
think-
I've never seen someone be like, yeah, no, that was a bit.
even if you go down the cheating situation, like a completely different situation. But I think most girls will make an excuse for a girl cheating on her boyfriend, whereas boys are more likely to be like, yeah, bro, you should probably like either leave the woman or.
That's what interesting point you made that though, because you said this to me the other day when we were in the car.
Yeah.
The example you gave.
Yeah.
So your boy is cheating on a girl,
Uh-huh.
and you know he's got a girl,
Uh-huh.
right? Are you gonna say something?
To the girl.
No, to him.
To him, yes, not to the girl.
You tell him you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Flip it. So
Like first hand with.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we've been there. We've been
Yeah.
in that situation. Yeah. But so now flip it, and say, you like one of your boys is getting with a girl, and you know the girl has a boyfriend.
That's on her. Does he know that? Does he
No,
know?
but no,
Yeah. Well, this is
but
the
that's
other
the thing.
debate.
Is it because both of them?
Because you say something to your boy if he's
because
cheating.
both of them know that technically they shouldn't. I understand where you're coming from, saying it is a two-way street. Both of them are in the wrong, but
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
but it's more like, are you going to say anything to your boy in that situation?
But surely, if you stop people having the mindset that they could get with a girl who had a boyfriend, the whole cheating issue stops to an extent. Yeah. So then, surely,
I think both about each other. Really.
yeah, no, they are. But surely, then you should say something to your boy and be like, "Bro, I don't think you should do that." Because imagine you was imagine you was on the other side and you was the one being cheated on.
Agree. Yeah. Yeah.
So surely, obviously, I'm holding my hands up. I'd laugh. If I knew my boy was getting with a girl and she had a man, I'd laugh.
Oh yeah, probably I would too.
I would laugh. But having said
No,
that,
but
I feel like
the reason is, yeah, and I made this point as well, is because you're not invested with the other person that person's seen, so you can't relate.
You don't have the
you
emotional
can't
investment
relate
there.
to that point, because if you're with your mate or anything, and you've met his missus, you know like what they've gone through. You've talked to them, you know all of that. Then if they get cheated on, that's a lot deeper because you know and you see it firsthand. Compared to if it isn't, you see nothing.
shout out public jungle.
Shout out public
No, yeah, I feel that.
Takes us onto the next point actually.
It does. I was thinking that. I was trying to think of a way we
Takes
could
us well onto the next
give it a
point.
little segue. Okay, so moving on. We've got a question here. It's been slightly reworded from the way you put it to me. We've gone because I think we can all agree that we're quite open with each other. Like we should talk about things that we get up to, blah blah blah. Are men more open about their sex lives and sexual activities that they partake in than women are? Or actually, no, we'll come on to the or, but like that's the first question. And if so, why? So do you think men are more outgoing and will just say what they've done and they don't care than girls are? If so, why?
I'm going to go out there and this is going to be controversial as hell.
That's what we love. Controversy.
This is going to be controversial as hell.
It's called Outspoken for a reason.
But since men and women were put on the earth, men have always been hunters and trophy showers.
Yeah.
So men are always going to be the first ones to be like, I did this with this person.
I agree with I get what you're saying, but I think it is a very equal thing. But I think there is more on the side of men. They see it as more as bragging rights, whereas women are open about it, and maybe some of them will brag about it. But I feel like guys, even if they haven't, will still either say shit just to impress their other mates, or just to get, I don't know, just kind of show who's
I think it comes back to that. Comes back to the classic thing of if a boy sleeps with 10 girls, he's a lad. If a girl sleeps with 10 boys, she's a slag.
Yeah.
And it comes back to that because then she's not going to go out there and be like, oh, I did this with this person, because everyone's like, you're a slag.
It's because they don't consider
No,
it
but I
ladylike.
think-
Whereas if I come to you, man, and went, I guess what I did on the weekend, this happened, you'd be like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's just not very ladylike
But
for a
why?
woman to admit it.
What's the difference?
Yeah, but why? Yeah, exactly. Why?
Why this is what we're trying to get to. What is the difference?
Because of, like you say, like, you'd be two girls, exactly the same looking, exactly the same personality. One slept with 30 blokes, one slept with 3. You know exactly what.
I don't think it's not.
But I think that applies for a boy as well.
I don't think
if a girl was judging between two boys, both the same, like look the same, both had the same personality, one slept with 30.
I disagree.
I reckon she'd go with the bloke with 3.
I don't think so. Not in all situations. I think it's slightly different for women. I think it's more of a 50-50 for women. Whereas blokes, it's 100, you're going less.
Yeah. Alright. Yeah.
Any women, feel free to.
Yeah, let us know.
Feel
If anyone wants to come by and drop their opinion on, we'll have some guests.
Yeah. Rip me to shreds.
Please do. That's what we love arguments. That's what we're going for. Okay, so then the
What's
kind
the
of
or?
the or is that, is it just a case that, let's say, like you've got a male best friend. From our point of view, so you've got your boys. You've also got a girl who's your best friend. Like there's never been any sexual tension between you two. Would you or would you not discuss the same things with her?
I would if I knew 100% that weren't going nowhere ever. Whereas if there was even
A chance,
a
you
chance that there was something pursuing, then no, I ain't telling you nothing about it.
Okay, so then going back to the point we made that we're saying that it's bragging rights for men, but some girls would.
Some girls are
Bragging rights
I
for
know-
men to men.
So yeah, but
No, but
do
I've
you think girls discuss it?
I've seen
And
girls
like-
do. I've seen girls do that as bragging rights to girls. Though it works both ways. All I'm saying is, I think men are more lenient to bragging more, and I think there's a lot more of that because
Going back to my thing, men have always been hunters.
yes, but it's a competitive thing between men as well. I think a lot of
So what, it
guys.
shows you're more.
I think a lot of guys do it to impress guys as well, like being like, "Oh, I'm better than you. I've shagged more birds than you." Do you know what I mean?
Politically incorrect.
But then,
We've got an 18 age limit on this, have we?
we'll take the hate comments from the parents. Come on. My son was watching this. All right, Karen, settle down.
No, it's Karen. She was taking a wash here a minute ago.
Shout out, Mumsy. Okay, so then, alright, so we do think that girls discuss this kind of stuff then as well between themselves.
They must do.
Yeah. Well, they don't. What do you mean? That's not really a question. Like, of course they do.
No, but like like as in comparatively, so because you know how much we'd speak about it, and I feel like that's quite a common
Yeah,
thing
100%.
across boys' friends groups.
100%.
Is that reflected equally in a girls' friend group, or
Yes.
is it not as much or as much?
I think as much as.
Really?
Yeah.
So you reckon girls discuss it as
Yes.
much as?
I think.
I disagree because I think girls think.
No,
other
but
girls,
the thing is, no, you're right.
Punch in your
Go.
I think girls are more worried about other girls being judgmental. No bloke can be judgmental of a bloke that's slept with 50
There might
girls.
be.
I don't think so.
There might be a bloke that's completely against that.
Okay,
But what about religion and stuff?
But if you,
He's gonna judge you.
That's a minimal percentage.
Yeah, but
compared
that,
to girls,
alright,
compared
but
to
still.
girls, if you've met a girl on a night out, she's friends with friends. You haven't known her too long. You're not going to open up about how many blokes you've slept with. You're not going to do that.
No, that's different. I'm saying between a friendship group.
No, but even I'm like, if you spin it, blokes who haven't met blokes for very long would spin it because
it's
of
very
bragging
true.
rights.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you said.
Exactly.
That's true.
And you're coming in with your chest out.
But
That's my number.
But I think that's quite a subconscious thing. I wouldn't actively think I'm going to tell him because I want him to know how much of a lad.
No, but that's the thing.
No.
It's subconsciously.
It's a
you don't
subconscious
think
thing.
about it. It just happens.
It's the hunter mentality.
Exactly.
Okay. And thoughts on that? Is that
You want to
like
assert
a-
your dominance, basically.
is that something that everyone's kind of?
I'm a lion.
Are we just happy with that? Like,
What was that?
If you're raw and then you come out my throat.
for those of you that missed that, he said, "I'm a lion," and tried to roar.
I agree with T in the sense though that women are a lot more judgmental. I feel like if a group of girls were to go out and say like, "Oh, I've slept with this many people," compared to a guy saying, "Oh, I've slept with this many people," the girl's going to get
Woman's
a lot
getting
more
more
judged.
judged,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Okay, so going back to the point we made on same looking bloke, personality, but different like body count.
Wait, what's the question?
Yeah,
It
so
brings us
earlier,
brings on to the
earlier
next
when I
point.
said if you've got two people that look
Yeah.
exactly the same,
One's
you're gonna
got
go
one
with
slept with
another.
30, one slept
Again,
with 30.
brings us
on
on
to the next point. Looks, personality, how important are they, and does that change as you get older?
Oh, 100%.
Do you think when you was younger it was just I want
Mate.
the hottest looking girl,
Yes.
blah blah blah, and
Yes.
now it's different? You
Mate,
want
when I
somebody
was
you
like
can connect
16, 17, it was all about looks. So you don't really give a shit about personality or anything. Like for me personally, I was just like, whatever looks the best, go for it. But I think as you get older, you realise that like, yeah, you need the initial attraction. But if you have a personality of a fucking brick wall, are you gonna go?
I
for
think that is very
Okay, yeah, but-
dependent on what stage you're on in your life and what you're looking
it? And
for.
yeah, exactly, agrees. If you
But are you ever gonna interact with that person if she doesn't? Like, let's say you're on a night out and you go and talk to someone, you'll never get if. There's two girls, right? One's not, let's say, not as attractive in your eyes,
yeah,
but has a banging personality.
yeah,
One's very attractive, has a crap personality. You're never going to find out about a less good looking one because you probably won't talk to her. You're going to go and talk to the one that's good looking.
Yeah,
100%.
No, yeah,
100%.
yeah, you probably would. But let's say.
So like, obviously personalities. I'm agreeing with you. The personality matters.
I agree with T though in the sense of it really depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for a one night stand,
But how
yeah, you'll go. No. But if you'll go for a one night stand, yeah.
But my point still stands because you're not going to go and approach the one that is less good looking.
All right, but let's say you're.
So how are you going to know?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, to be fair, yeah, I can. That's kind of backtracking on my point a little bit. I don't think.
I mean,
if
completely.
I've got two girls and there is a clear differentiation between which one I'm more attracted to,
Oh yeah, no, 100%. I get what you're saying.
whatever I'm.
So
looking for.
regardless of what you're looking for, because I think we can all agree that it's not. I'm not going to be in a relationship with someone who I don't get on with in terms of they haven't got a good personality.
Nor are attracted to.
Exactly.
You
So this
also-
is
yeah.
the point. So regardless of what I'm looking for,
Got to find a middle ground.
yeah,
All right, let's say we're going on for like, on the terms of like you're looking for a relationship, yeah, and there's a really attractive bird, and you're like you've been speaking to her, and then you realise her personality is shit,
Mhm.
and then there's another bird who's like not as equally good looking or attractive,
Yeah.
but you
So,
realise her personality-
sorry, let me stop you there. Are you attracted to her or you're not attracted to her?
No, there's the initial like let's
the initial attraction.
let's say in these
Okay.
examples you're still attracted to both of them.
Okay,
But obviously
fine.
one is
Yeah.
a lot more attractive than
Okay.
the other one because there's
Fine.
always for you to even go for it. There's always got to be has there got to be initial attraction?
I think there does, to an extent. You're not going to be like, I don't like that girl and pursue it.
No, but I'm saying yeah. Oh yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay, switch it, or add a little twist to it. You have met a girl,
Mhm.
you've got an attraction to her, she's got a lovely personality.
Mhm.
Taylor goes, oh, I don't like her, she's a bitch. What does that do? Does that...
Oh, what? So you're saying like, how does your friend's perspective of that person?
Not even friends, someone else...
Someone else
So
is-
you've heard someone else speak about her and go, oh, she's a bitch.
I couldn't care. You hate some of the people that I think.
Yeah, mate. That wouldn't affect, mate. It's literally someone could slag this person off for all they want, but like if it's at the end of the day,
But then
it's what I
at
think,
some
innit?
point, would there not be like a... Let's say all three of us are in relationships and we're all going out on like nights
It's
out.
different. It's
and then
different.
we're all there and you know full well that I don't like her.
No, that's different because you just said Tano's a stranger. If it's from the perspective of your friends, that's a lot different.
Okay.
Like,
so would your friend's opinion
oh,
affect it?
100%, mate. Like if you've got a missus, like let's say all of us misses, yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone likes it except for mine.
Mm-hmm.
Mate, that's gonna affect. If
Yeah.
like say I like yours, I like yours,
Yeah.
and then mine you like no one gets on with.
Yeah.
That's gonna mentally like mess you up.
But
a
would
bit.
you? I think the point is, would you stop? Because you like adore this girl. Like,
I think
Would
yeah.
you let? Would you?
I'd go around it. I'd try finding. I'd probably sit down and be like, look, well, what is the problem?
Yeah,
Is there
can we
something we
come
can
to
work
an
about? Is there something we can work around it?
Tell them to
Obviously.
cancel. Therapy
I
sessions.
wouldn't pay him a single fucking penny.
Hi, I'm Ben. Been clean for 5 days.
I like the next question.
What, the money?
Yeah, I like that.
Another controversial one. So the other thing we've added in is does money and someone's like social stature affect your opinion on them? And I'd quite like to say no, to be honest, but I don't think.
I've got to be open on it. Yes, it does.
I think it does as well.
Yes, it does. Like,
To an extent.
I think there's a lot of variables you have to
Yeah,
take
there's a
into
lot of
account.
variables. Like
if
if I adore this girl, and like I think she's so attractive. She's got a banging personality, but she comes from a.
It's not
less
necessarily.
fortunate
To be
background.
fair, it's
I'm
not
gonna bin
necessarily
her off because of
money
that.
as such. It would more be her.
Mine would be like work ethic, yeah.
this fucking kid, honestly.
I agree with that. To be fair, though. That's a
Work
good
ethic,
point.
yes. So, like, occupation. If they're in a job where you're just like, you actually don't care, you're just doing your job on your day-to-day basis, you don't have a goal to get money.
I think that's a key.
Complete turn off. Bye, Felicia.
I think that's key.
No, I totally agree. Like you can come from a less fortunate background. You could be in a job where you're like
You can come from a less fortunate
you're making-
background, but if you have no ambition to get out of that less
Exactly.
fortunate, then nah.
like I couldn't be with someone who's like unmotivated and like complains, has like a victim's mentality and just like I come from this
No,
background,
I
I'm gonna
agree
see it
with that.
forever. Do you know what I mean?
No, I agree with that.
Like because you can come from anything and just make it.
Age.
Fuck's sake.
Big up your boy. MOSTON.
God's sake. That's 2 podcasts now in a row.
What?
I mentioned him in Cam's, you mentioned him now.
Who H?
Yeah.
It's a role model.
I'm going to take him in the podcast, might shout out.
I'm hoping he might.
Get him on.
I'm hoping he might.
Oh, again, we're bringing ourselves nicely
Yeah, we
into
do
the next
bring the
point.
next one on.
So we're talking about sort of ambition and if they're looking for success. Next one. What does success? What does success look like? Can you define it?
For me, I feel like I've got a good head on my shoulders when it comes to this kind of stuff. But I'm very goal driven. Like as you can see by the whiteboard, I set myself goals and targets, and then they're gonna different person to person.
Going your own trumpet a little bit, Karen.
Listen, I self-love and confidence. Be up yourself. I lost track of what I was saying now. I think everyone's got different goals and places, and like the time they're in or like the place they are in their life is different regardless. Like you haven't got to be at a certain age to be a certain wealth. Do you know what I mean? Like you just kind of everyone's in their own lane. And I think that's if as long as you have worked out yourself what you're trying to achieve, then I think you're on track. I don't think you can go wrong. Like if as long as you know and you like we were saying you have goals, I think you're fine.
I think a lot of people's goals and similarity, like it's the
money.
same because like you say, it's
people,
money. But there are people out there that don't give it like they don't care for nice cars. They don't care for a big house. They just want to. Be doing what they've always
even then,
wanted to
I
do,
know,
regardless of how much money that makes them. There are people that are like that.
I know people that would live in rather live in like a flat, but have nice clothes, nice cars, and go on nice holidays.
Yeah.
Like and vice versa. I know people that probably don't drive as nice cars, but they live in a really nice house.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone's got different.
I don't think success is measured off like how much money you have. I think it's to the person
I think
itself. I think you said it very well. It's about figuring out what you want from life, whatever it could be, and setting those goals, smashing it, ticking off the boxes.
Do you know what I looked at the other day? Oh, I don't have my phone in it. I looked because David Attenborough's got Instagram. Pick up David Attenborough.
Here we have three lions. The one on the left can't roar.
Oh, that is funny.
Sorry.
The one on the left can't roll.
That's how it
That's
came
a
out,
fuck.
Sounds like a fucking Windex.
Oh, that is funny as hell. What was that? Oh yeah, no. So David Attenborough got Instagram, and he posted something and tagged his photographer in it. So I spent about half an hour
I know what you're on
to
about.
an hour looking through.
You put that thing on your story about the wolves. And you're like, I'd love to do that.
Looking through the guy's Insta,
But
and
did
for
he
me,
take pictures of animals?
Yeah, it's like a wildlife photographer.
he has got videos of like wild wolf packs just coming up to him.
That's nuts.
And for me, like I've got a love for wildlife and like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like I'm saying, some people's version of success is doing their dream job. So for that person, like he probably is getting paid a buttload of money. Let's be honest. Like if he's doing shit with David Attenborough, but your job could literally just be like, I don't know, being a zookeeper or something. Like I know it sounds stupid, but like some person might love animals and want to work with them.
Not
and as soon as they achieve that,
for it, but they're happy
exactly.
to do, and they end up doing that for 60 years.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Some people are money driven. Some people are driven by like just doing.
But this is what I said to you when, like the whole recruitment thing. I said to you from the get go. I said just go get a job.
Yeah.
Go do something.
Yeah.
Like as long as you're working and kind of keeping yourself working.
Yeah, I think a lot of people.
Your mentality's so different.
I think a lot of people rush into it thinking like, oh, I've just got to have a life plan and figure out what I want to do. But in reality, mate, you've got to
have the balance of both of doing what you want to do, and I think, well, personally for me, is having the money drive as well. Like, I'm taking a 5k wage cut to go and do what I've always wanted to do.
Yeah,
but still,
do you want to talk to the people about that?
Most people know.
Yeah, go on, give me a little sat. For the people that don't know, for the people in the back.
I'm starting the British Army on 25th October, so Ben's going to be on his own for a while. There's a couple of tears coming now, I can see them coming, but
just sweating. Bro.
Yeah, so that's what I've always wanted to do, and I'm taking quite a big money cut to start at the bottom, but I know that because it's what I want to do, I'll put a lot of passion into it, and I can get bread out of it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So I think you've got to find the balance of doing what you want to do and getting the money you want.
I think a lot of people get a kind of misconception about, especially people like us, where we didn't go to uni and we went straight into work. A lot of people have this kind of image that we just know what's going on in life and we've got everything sorted.
Mate,
And
for
it's
the
like, I
first
haven't
2
got a
years
clue.
of my life, I literally did a job I fucking hated.
Bro,
I had no idea what I wanted to do.
Brutally honest, I don't see myself staying in the job I'm in for the rest of my
Yeah,
life.
I think a lot of people think like, and I think that's why a lot of people go to uni, because they're like, oh, I don't know what I want to do.
yeah,
but a lot of people's like, I'm not saying everyone who goes to uni, but a lot of people come out of uni with their
And
degrees,
they still
get their
don't know what
job,
they're
and
gonna
they're
do.
like, oh shit, I don't like
It
this.
frustrates me.
Or people just can't do
hell.
random things.
And that's what
There's
scared
people
me.
that work with me, like, I did BTEC sport. I've got people that have got degrees in crazy things.
Bro,
That's
and
exactly-
they're working with me.
Bruv,
There's people in
I'm
my
like, you have wasted so much time and money if this is what...
there's yeah, bro,
You said-
that's what scared me to go to uni, because I think unless you know for a fact you're like, I'm going into this field because I'm so passionate about it, and you need a degree to pursue that
So
role.
I agree, but I disagree at the same time, because I think like uni's the experience at the end of the day. Like
Oh yeah, I think
like
a
he
lot,
said,
a lot of people do
you
go
need to
just
get
for
the balance
experience.
of doing what you want to do and doing something because it's almost like beneficial for you.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why I don't go to uni. I can't, like, going out every day does
No,
not
it doesn't.
tickle
It doesn't.
my
No,
fancy
but it
whatsoever.
doesn't. Like, it doesn't. I don't.
Going out
it's
every
not
day and then having to last minute rush a 2,000-3,000 word essay on a Sunday night when it's due on Monday.
I just didn't have the motivation with school, bruv, like doing the papers and that. I don't think I could do that after getting drunk every single day with a hangover, and then uni, you're literally reliant on yourself and going to those lectures. So if you don't do it,
I don't
you're
have the
fucked.
self-discipline.
Exactly.
I promise
exactly.
you. I promise
I
you.
don't have the
I wouldn't. I
self-discipline.
wouldn't be. I wouldn't go out of uni. I'd be at home. I promise you. It's not for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely not for me.
No. But I was going to make a point on something in there, but we kind of. I'll skip past it. I can't remember what I was saying.
Talking about the wildlife photography too.
No, it's,
That was a while back.
it was further than that. I can't remember what it was though. But no, like, oh no, that's it. I think people have going back to the misconception. I think people have a misconception of what an apprenticeship is. I haven't done an apprenticeship because I know that's what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Mm.
I've done it because it's my equivalent to uni, but I get paid out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, that makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm doing it. I get a qualification out of it. I'm getting paid to do it, and
You got something to fall back on, and if you don't know
and
what
if
to do.
and if I don't want to do it at the end of it, I've still got a qualification out of it. But
Yeah.
The
But you
the only
do still
difference is
have-
I'm getting paid.
You do still have a passion for it though, like definitely like maths and numbers and money.
It's the
is
people.
your-
The people. It's the going to meet the clients. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm right again, bigging myself up too much. I feel like I'm quite good at that.
Mm.
But I don't know. That's the bit that really intrigues me. It's going to meet new people. Like
Business meetings, isn't it?
yeah, and you meet such different crowds. Like one minute you go to like some meeting and they're all really well spoken people. And next thing you know, I walk into a room and the geezer's like, "You right, mate?"
Mm.
Same like titles at different jobs. And one's some random geezer who lives in Orpington, and the other bloke's lives in like Cambridgeshire or something.
Got a penthouse in the Shard.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's mad how different things are, but it just intrigues me. It's right. I told you to turn it off.
So
Disrupted.
we can't really bring ourselves on to the next one. And
No,
I also
what-
know nothing about the next
Well,
one.
no. I mean, are we kind of? Is there anything anyone wants to bring up about the other stuff?
I don't think we've covered pretty much most ground. I've probably pissed off a few people.
That's all you get.
Love to see
Please at me in the comments.
Yeah.
Please.
No. Let me skip the first little one. So on the kind of to the point of I brought this up.
I feel like we should do that one
Yeah,
last, because I feel
yeah,
like
that's
we
what-
can
that's what I'm
touch onto
saying,
this
that's what I'm
before
saying.
that.
Yeah, that's what I've just said. So skip that one and go on to the next one. But it kind of ties into what we were talking about in terms of like trying to figure out what you want in life. Like I did it the other day. I won't go too much into it because obviously it's probably gonna bore people. But I just took a bit of time like by myself for like 10 minutes and kind of just had to think about things and like what I'm doing at the minute. Is there anything I want to achieve and that I really want to kick myself to do? Like you said, there's got to be a balance of working and doing the things you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those things for me is like MMA. I started training, stopped, and I'm kicking myself because I know if I don't give it a go, I'm going to regret it.
Mm-hmm.
Got to invest a lot of time in it though.
But that's the thing.
And
But
it's the balance with your work.
yeah, but it is something I really want to give it a go. So like I've got. To
I honestly believe, like, if there is something you want to do, there is always time. Like, there is
100%,
always time.
100%.
And there is always a way to find a way around it.
There is to get up at 1 a.m. in the morning and go to the gym.
Exactly, no, but that's my point. Like, I work those shifts, and I go to the gym not just for physical health but for my mental health, and I know for a fact if I fall out of that routine I get fucked.
Yeah, because you've been, before you started going, you was like...
Exactly, yeah. I was very, very socially aware, and I had like, it's helped me a long way, but even I know after those shifts, I do not have a 9-hour shift doing like 25,000 steps. I'm not going to have the energy to go home, eat food, and then go to the gym. Mate, I go in and I sleep.
Yeah.
So, like, I know for a fact I have to do that, and it's something I'm passionate about, so I will fit it in. And I think if you really want to do something, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't have time for it. Mate, you do. Everyone has the same 24 hours. You can do it.
You can make it happen.
It's very,
So, the point that I've got written down is like, it's just a topic of self-reflection. I've got a couple of little bits underneath it. Because I think you're slightly different. I don't think you kind of ever seem to worry too much about this kind of stuff.
You don't know, maybe it's a closed book, it's about to open up.
Maybe, yeah, we'll never know. But I feel like me and you are on a similar page of like, not necessarily a mental health issue, but like, we're very mentally aware. Like, sometimes I hit these, like, you've seen me through it. Like, I hit these things and I go into a hole for like 2 days. I just don't talk to people.
What?
No, I'll happily...
I do it all the time, and it's just not even...
I have bad anxiety, like, I'll be open about it. I have had bad anxiety in the past. With my first ever job, and on the point of like self-criticism, I used to be my worst critic.
Yeah,
like being 18, working in London, I feel like is a very kind of... It puts a lot of pressure.
Daunting.
It puts a lot of pressure on you.
Especially in that kind of environment.
Exactly.
Mine's very different.
You're surrounded by all these people making so much money doing certain things, and you're like, fuck, I'm nothing like these people.
That's where yours is. Well,
exactly.
Mine's very like...
It's a big gap.
Yeah, exactly. So I think in my head, I was like, I need to be like these people, and every single day going through that, trying to force yourself to be someone you're not, it puts so much pressure.
See, this is what I said. I had this conversation with my mum the other day on that point, trying to be someone else, and I said, I look up to a lot of people. Like, I admire the way Chunks and Young Philly are. Sounds stupid, but
I know what you mean.
Way they are,
with how open they are with their personality. Like,
they just don't care. And like I said to my mum, I was like, there's certain bits that when I like, whether it be I'm watching something like that or I'm listening to something and someone says something or acts in a way, and I'm like, you know what, I like the way they're acting. I want to kind of bring that into me. Mum was like, yeah, but why are you trying to be someone else? And I was like, no, like, you're missing the point of it. I don't want to be someone else. I want to implement.
How open they are being themselves, and you want that for yourself.
Things, but do it in my own way, kind of thing. Like, I want to implement the way they are, but do it in a way that is for me, like, personally. So yeah, like, how did you kind of on that point because you're not as harsh on yourself anymore, like. Obviously, it's good to have. I think it's good to self-criticize. Sometimes.
I don't really think I reflected on it to about earlier this last year, because I mean I've always been a very critical of myself, but I think it's time, really. I think it's getting more mature and realising that, like, not everyone... I think I went through a time where I was just like, at this age I'm supposed to have like my whole life planned out. I need to do this, that and this. Yeah. And then realising that, mate, there's people in their 30s who don't know what they want to do with their life.
Goals like that are very hard. Like, your one, for example.
It's harsh.
Ben's got written on his board up there that he wants to be on the property market by the end of 2021. Like, potentially very realistic, but potentially very unrealistic at the same time when you look at them. Yeah. There are people 25, 26, even my sisters. My sisters didn't move out until...
My sister only moved out this year and she's 25.
Yeah, like, I feel like it's a very good goal to have, but at the same time it's difficult.
But
I feel like it's very hard in this climate.
I think that's where it comes in though, because it's a goal that kind of every time I come in here and I'm working, I see it and I'm like, yeah, it's a good thing to have. But the fine line is then, if it doesn't happen, because it's very possible it won't.
Are you going to beat yourself up?
I can't be like, I said I was going to do it, I didn't do it, like, and then just go into a hole again because I haven't achieved something.
But that's the point of self-reflection. You look at that, you realise, right, I haven't hit it. Why haven't I hit it?
What can I do
now to like take steps to get closer to that? And you can't, like, keep in mind you put that pre-Rona. Like, you didn't know what was going to happen with the climate's fucked at the moment with everything going on. Like,
yeah, and obviously, like, I haven't taken a pay cut as such, but I got a promotion and should have got a pay cut.
Yeah, exactly.
But it hasn't happened because of all of this. So yeah, like, there are elements that are out of my control.
Exactly, yeah, and you can't beat yourself up for that because it's like no one can. It's very strange times.
Out of interest, because obviously we've said quite a lot about this kind of thing, but have you ever been in like a? Have you ever thought to yourself, "Fuck, like I'm in a shit like place right now. Like my mind's all over the place. I don't know what to do." Not necessarily because of anything external, but purely just because you're in it. Like you just hit you hit a lump and you're just like. Ugh.
Yeah, I'd say probably in March, like when I first started working from home with the office, like my job was very much a space filler. For when I joined, I planned to join the army when I left school. Went and played for London Scotia, so to push everything back. And since then, I've just been working as a space filler until I was kind of ready to go again. And yeah, I'm not very good in my own company.
No.
Like,
Yeah,
I absolutely hated working from home, working in the travel industry. We were the busiest we'd ever been, and like it was very, very repetitive, and I absolutely hated it. I got to a point in March where I was kind of looking at other jobs, even though I'd applied for the army back in December.
You just didn't want to be in like that.
I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was really, really, really difficult.
So what do you think? I'm kind of trying to dig into it a bit more.
It's got to be hard as well.
What do you think you did that kind of helped you push through that? Was you just like, I know I've got to stick through this, like it'll get better?
Yeah.
Or was there things you was trying to do within that kind of period where you thought, this is going to make me feel better, I'm going to keep doing this?
I started focusing sort of more on a goal, because although like my army situation changed, I thought I was going to potentially be going in September. So I very much kind of focused on, okay, let me just kind of have the mentality that I'm already out and I'm now preparing for my next job. Obviously, whilst I was still working, but it helps me get out of that. And as soon as I was back to the office, I've been back to the office like 6 weeks or something now, 5-6 weeks. Everything's picked up, and now I've got the excitement of my start date at the army, and like my old job's kind of very much left behind me. So.
And what about if I don't know if you still do you still get into those moods where you just kind of
of course.
Well, and what do you do with that? Like, are there things you could tell people? Like,
I feel like obviously going to the gym, I feel like it's a massive relief. Like just because I feel like when I'm in the gym, like my mind kind of closes off. I know for an hour I'm there to do this one thing, so I'm not thinking about anything.
I suppose you could. Would you say that's like transferable? You just find something.
Yeah, mate. There's loads of things you can do, but I think it's more. I've got to the point now where I realise like when I'm getting into that mood, and there's a lot of external variables that lead up to that. Like lack of sleep can be massive on your mood. Like who you're surrounding yourself with. Is your circle like a supportive circle, or have you got a load of toxic friends? Like, because a lot of people don't realise that till they're out of those circles, me included.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you can be in a circle for who you think are your mates, but in reality, they're just dealing you down. Like, 100%.
I know, that's the one thing, actually, I would say, is I think friends are key. Like, you genuinely have to find the people that you just click with. Like, regardless of how long you've been friends with someone, like, if at the end of the day, you don't actually see eye to eye and stuff, and like, and I'm not just talking you have a disagreement, but like
it's the quality of the friendship, not the time.
Like if you find someone else that you click with, bro, like you're so much better off. Both of you are better off, because you're both gonna be happy if you're just finding people that you actually get on with, and like
100%.
You genuinely have interest in them, and I think that's so key. I think that's such a key thing. Like if your circle's supportive, like because I feel like the last couple of like let's say year when we've kind of been doing things as a four. Because obviously had you from school, and then you lot from just being at home and knowing you through people. Like, it was sort of like two circles at one point. But I think when we started mixing things and doing everything together, like
after that Portugal, I feel like after Portugal, that's when all of us got very close.
And from since
then, I remember pre that holiday, I was just like, who's Tina?
Yeah.
Who's this guy coming? We're going on holiday with someone we've never met, but it ended up being a sick fucking holiday, and we all got on.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like since then I can't lie, I think I've been like the happiest I've been just because of everyone.
Oh yeah, mate, it's like you lot recently as well. I've integrated, I think a lot of people, I used to, talking about like social anxiety, I used to get anxiety about mixing friendship circles, because I used to think that like, fuck, what if they don't get on, and then what if that like fucks up my whole friend. I was so aware of that. And then at the end of the day I was like, fuck it, if it happens, it happens. It's not going to be the end of the world. No one's going to be like, oh no.
Well, I think that comes back to what we were saying, in that I haven't, if you introduce us, I haven't got to come to that thinking, shit, I'll have to make friends with these
exactly
people.
And I think that's always what I had in my head. I was like, they all have to get on, they all have to, and I think that's the same with my job. I'm like, I'm doing this for the rest of my life. I'm doing this.
I think that's a key thing that I've learned growing, like as I've got older as well, is that you don't have to get on with everyone.
Yeah, just go with
Like,
the
you
fun.
haven't got to please everyone. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's gonna
Mate, not everyone's gonna like you. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
podcasts.
word.
People, not everyone's gonna be like, oh yes, it's sick. Like someone's gonna slag it off. Someone's gonna put bad comments. Someone's gonna say, oh, why the fuck are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Like not everyone's supportive. It's a
10
fact of
views.
life.
You get 10 views, 10 dislikes.
Yeah, exactly. Mate, you gotta start somewhere, innit? Like,
But no, yeah, I think that, yeah, I think we covered most things on there.
No, I'm quite happy to wrap it
I
up.
thought that was
No, I mean, the only point we've got on there is Chip versus Stormzy, but there's not even
it's
enough.
very off
There's-
topic.
yeah,
I feel like we set a very good mood for the first
Yeah,
content.
there's-
It
you, should
went
do,
very
you should
smooth.
do like a current affairs one next.
Yeah,
And
but there's
bring
not.
up
But
stuff
there's
that's
not
recent.
even enough going on there because Stormzy's been a pussy and hasn't replied.
Ooh.
Come at me, Stormzy.
Oh, you see, mate, fucking.
Right, when he rolls up in a
Oh,
Euro-
you see, you're outside, and literally 4 brothers just kicked down the door, like, what? Fucking hell.
Nah, big up Chip. Goated. But yeah, no, I think that's a good place to call it. It's been 56 minutes. Let's hope the camera was recording.
Imagine. Oh my god.
Right, to be fair, we'll
Just make that voice
yeah,
one.
put it
Yeah.
put it on Spotify. I think it's a voice one, but obviously you get to see our beautiful faces if the camera's rolling.
My raw wouldn't be as funny either.
Huh?
My
Oh, you're
raw.
raw. Yeah, like, yeah. I'll put the timestamp in the description. 22 minutes, 30
Lion.
seconds. Lion enters the room. Clickbait. Oh yes, the title was going to be.
We did a podcast
We had.
on
We,
what
had, we
was
did
it?
a podcast with a lion. Oh, get a fucking thumbnail. Just a
Fucking random
Yeah,
fucking line.
get a picture of
walking in
him
the
with
corner of it.
an editor main. Right. No, but yeah, I think that's a good place to call it for the first one. Yeah,
If you're still here,
you might not. You
congratulations.
Might, you might give it up by now, but no. To be fair, I think the first couple were quite light. Like we just covered a couple of basic things. I think it's quite probably a good, like easy listen.
Yeah.
And the last one got a bit deeper, but I think it's like if there's people that like a lot of people struggle with that kind of stuff. So if there's someone that's going to listen and take something from it, then like good. 'Cause
Yeah, 100.
I'm here for the people, do you know
Here
what I
to help.
mean? Yeah. Hit me up.
You should not be.
Nah, you
promoting
can't do.
Tesco.
Nah, you
Oh,
can't do
you
that.
should not be promoting
Nah,
Tesco.
you can't do that.
Same's gonna watch
You've
it.
got
Yeah,
your job, bro.
all that bread.
You're gonna be like, ah, you're fired, you're sacked.
We saw that.
We saw what you did there. Did you see what I did there?
Mandem, Galdem.
Yeah.
It's been a blast.
Love. Peace.